Hey there everyone, it's JJ Wilson here, and this time we have chapter 49 for the manga series GANGSTA. So quite a bit is going on in this chapter. It's not a long chapter at all, but we have a lot of familiar faces here as well as some new faces coming up in this chapter. So we're just going to take our time and kind of look over some of these pages here, and we can see some of the action that's going on. And if you have read Gangsta Curse, some of these scenes are going to be quite familiar to you guys. For those that have looked at the alternate manga of Gangsta Curse, definitely pay attention to some of the stuff I'm about to show you guys. Alright, let's get into it. Okay, for the very first page in this chapter, we got Striker, and he is severely wounded here. You can see his left arm has been blown off, and he's holding his other hand in his face because he's screaming in agony. Or the fact that Connie pretty much sacrificed herself, blew herself up just to attack him. But sadly, it didn't kill him. It did not get rid of Striker. You know, this is a tough dude, man. He over here, you can tell right there, like he just lost his hand, and some of the debris scarred his face and his torso. And this next scene here, we got Connie laying down. You know, her lower body's blown up, and she's laying next to Marco. Now they have both passed away, they're dead. Man, that's such a tough scene to look at there. Just seeing what those two have gone through over the course of the chapters that we've been reading. It's just a sad way for those two to go, man. And I know her grandmother, Connie's grandmother, Joelle Revolt, she's not going to be too happy about this at all. And the same can be said about Loretta, Marco Adriano's boss. And speaking of Loretta, here she is, and we can see the flares once again. Like I said, for everybody that's read Gangsta Curse, this looks very, very familiar. Like this same scenario happened 15 years ago, back when the second destroyers came into the city of Orgasmo, and they started their rampage against Twilights and anybody that protected the Twilights. And so Loretta Cristiano sees it coming out of her office at the Club Bastard. But the next scene, we have Joelle Revolt. She's looking at pictures of Connie when she was a baby up until now when she's grown. And we also have Sig, who is part of the new Third Destroyers group, and she's looking up at the sky too. She sees the flare. So basically what those flares represent, I believe they're part of Corsica's family. Like they're like his henchmen or whatever. They're shooting up those flares, along with I think they're city officials for Orgasmo too. And so they're shooting up those flares because that's going to be like the next phase of their plan, which is to eradicate Twilights and also put the city of Orgasmo on lockdown. And what I mean by lockdown is all the gates around the city of Orgasmo, since it's a walled city, so to speak, it's going to be completely shut off, so nobody inside the town is going to be able to get out once they do that. And we have the little brother of Alex Benedetto, Emilio, who's also part of the Third Destroyers, sitting there with, well, he's not sitting there, but he's standing next to Colt. And he sees the flares, Emilio does. And then we got, I believe that's Arthur with the goggles. No, that's Lancelot, excuse me, with the goggles. That's Howson. And then this next scene, his partner, Guy Wayne, his teammate from the guild, he's explaining what's going on. So that's basically what I just told you guys. So he's basically telling you, yeah, shit's about to go down. And Gina said the same thing to Ginger, what we see here. So we get to see cameo Ginger in this episode, or in this particular chapter. And finally we get to see Nick. He's talking with Dr. Theo, and he's getting ready to get out of the hospital because he now knows what he has to do. He's going to follow his orders as a Twilight, as a handyman. And so he's basically telling Dr. Theo, like, we don't have time to sit around and just wait. The city's about to get on the lockdown. A lot of crazy things are going to happen, just like 15 years ago. There's going to be no food around. There's going to be uprisings. People are going to fight each other. There's going to be a lot of dead bodies everywhere, just like 15 years ago. And the city's going to, like, the city of Orgasmo is going to remain under lockdown until every last person is dead, pretty much. That's what Nick is telling Dr. Theo. Finally, Nick states, if we want to get rid of these people, if we want to drive out the bad guys, now is our only hope. Now is our only chance. And we also see Alex, finally, after several chapters of not seeing her. She's, looks like she just took the pills to cure from her TB, which is a drug that she was taking, I guess, to, that was making her hallucinate and see stuff. So, looks like she's calmed down now. And Dr. Theo finally talks to Nick and he's like, well, is that what you want to do? Is that your will? And Nick, he pretty much disses him. He's like, man, give me a break, you normal. This is all in order. Nothing more. In the very last part of this chapter, we have Corsica inside his mansion. And he has the rest of his family members inside. He's talking with them. So these are the new faces I was talking about earlier. So on the far right with the glasses is Bernardo. And there's Big Mama Georgiana. And we have this Russian look-alike. Very interesting character here. It looks like there's two identical figures like surrounding her arms. I'm not sure what that's about, but she looks really dangerous. Her name is Slefmana. It's Russian. And then we got the butler looking guy up here with the glasses and the black hair. He's Victor. So Corsica basically has these guys together. He's going to tell them about the next phase of the plan. And then we have Worick that finally shows up behind Big Mama. And Uranus asks her, is this the gift you were talking about? And she's like, yes it is. And then they talk about what Worick is all about, his history with Dame Moreau. And one of the guys, Bernardo, did hear about him and his ability to store information and study it just one time and remember every little detail. And Victor's not really liking that because he just found out that Worick used to be Dame Moreau's henchman, and he's wondering that if he could be trusted. And Big Mama assures Victor that yes, he can be trusted. And then one of her girls has the gift, the present that Worick has for Corsica, and they show the head of Miles Maynard, the right hand man of Dame Moreau. And then that's when Corsica remembered Dame Moreau's words to him. Yeah, somebody's going to appear to you and he's going to be of great use to you. So you remember those words. And so finally Corsica grabs Worick and he's pretty much asking him, tell me what it is that you want to know. What is your wish? And Worick, with a confident smile on his face, will tell him, yeah, wholesale slaughter. Nothing more, nothing less. So man, like, Worick is a changed person, man. Like I've been saying over the previous chapters. It seems like he's pretty much forgotten everything about the Ben Maria. Now he just wants to get out of the city as best he can, and I guess the only sure way to do that is to make sure everybody in our castle is gone. They're killed off. But man, that's just a lot to process right now. But yeah, very interesting chapter here. A lot of, especially with this last part here, Corsica finally seeing Worick. But yeah, I like where this is going. I definitely do like where this is heading. And for chapter 50, we'll see where this goes. And hopefully get to see more of Alex. It's been a while since we've seen her. Anyway, tell me what you guys thought about this chapter. And I'll see if I can get my hands on chapter 50. Until next time.